Snakes. Why'd it have to be snakes? Oh man, if you thought Boa Hancock was in love with Luffy before, wait until she sees him in his brand new Snake Man form. That's right, Luffy is about to use a brand new ability, which might actually transform him into something that we've never seen before. It is going to be a variation on the Gear 4th, and it is going to be called the Snake Man. This is going to be his secret weapon to defeat Katakuri Charlotte, and I'm very excited for that. But this chapter, right here, guys, whoo, not only was this a great build-up chapter, but as just a standalone, I thought it was pretty freaking fantastic. There were so many crazy things going on. We still have Capone and his group who are running away from Big Mom. You have Smoothie who's still giving chase, who is transforming into a massive frigging giant because she continues to wring the juices out of people. We finally get our very first appearance of Snack Charlotte, who used to be one of the Sweet Generals until he was defeated by Rouge. That is pretty freaking awesome right there. I don't even know what to make of his design. He just looks like he's covered in all of this fur, and he has this like weird helmet thing that he's wearing, and it's all completely obscured because it's a really small panel. But Snack is here, and he's on the attack. Snack attack. I can't wait to see more of that. You have Sanji and Pudding who are flying across the ocean like freaking Aladdin and Jasmine on a freaking flying carpet. All that stuff's going on. You have so many more new characters who they continue to introduce. Read this chapter a couple times, you'll see they have these little word bubbles that come in that introduce the names of these characters who probably won't do anything, but man, they look really cool. And this arc has just had this hilarious obsession with, like, introducing all of these crazy characters. I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about Big Mom and the fact that she's so hungry that she's, like, wasting away, and her body is almost, like, consuming itself. Like, this is one of the thinnest forms of Big Mom that we've actually ever seen, and the thinner she gets, the more terrifying she looks. Now, while Prometheus, the massive sun, is incredibly large and powerful, it's also really slow. So that's why they're able to escape from them. And the original plan for Capone and their group was that they were going to go to Liquor Island, they were going to drop the cake off, and they were going to get the hell out of Dodge. But Chiffon's not going to let that happen. They need to go to Fluffy Island, which, I don't know, what's there, like cotton candy or some shit? All I know is they want to go there so that they're going to give Nami and the rest of the Straw Hats an actual opportunity to escape. But the rest of the chapter, we've got to talk about Luffy versus Katakuri. It's all intercut with these flashback sequences of Luffy training with Rayleigh and learning to not just blindly attack things, but to reach out with the Force. It's totally Obi-Wan teaching Luke right here. Do not rely on your eyes. They will deceive you. This is just another important training lesson for Luffy to learn how to actually see into the future, just like Katakuri Charlotte. And as this is all going on, we have their battle, which is going on over the course of hours. I love how throughout this entire chapter, with all of this chaos going on, they show you this clock, and it's continuously just going up. And you can see that Luffy and Katakuri have just been fighting for hours non-stop, utilizing some crazy techniques. They've both been impaled by super powerful attacks, but they just keep on coming. Left, right, punch, face, kick, destruction. Freaking Katakuri has rocket arms! Rocket arms. It makes sense. It's a manga series. It's something you typically see attached to mecha or robots, but he has a rocket arm attack, and that makes me so friggin' happy. I absolutely love it. Now, for the most part, Katakuri seems like he does have the upper hand in the battle, just completely destroying Luffy throughout the entire chapter. That is until the final panels, where he's beaten down and he slowly starts to get up, knowing that he's going to have to unleash his secret technique, one that I don't even think he wanted to use, but he now realizes that Katakuri has to be taken down with the power of the Snake Man. What is the Snake Man going to be? Let's talk about it a little more in the rundown of this week's chapter of One Piece, which was awesome! I'm so hyped. Whenever there's like a chapter that's about to introduce a new form for Luffy, I mean, how can you not get hyped for it? And Gear 4th has shown that Luffy is going to start to go through a lot more drastic transformations. That's what was so unique about his previous forms that we've seen, like the Gear 4th Tank Man, the Pound Man, the Bounce Man, whatever you want to call it. It has completely changed him physically. And before, he was just a giant muscle-bound, basically kabuki warrior. Now that he's going to be called the Snake Man, I cannot wait to see if that's actually going to have some sort of literal meaning, if he is going to somehow transform into a snake-like form. Maybe he'll be able to move his body in a completely new way that we've never seen, just like a snake. Will he take on snake-like qualities? I'm not really sure. I'm just really pumped up to see what this is going to be and how it's going to give him the edge in battle. Being able to be a snake will give him much bigger senses. I don't know. This is insane. Like, did anyone predict Snake Man? If you did, you're lying. There's no way that anybody would have predicted that Luffy is going to have some sort of form that he called the Snake Man. But just like Gear 4th, I expect it to be really cool looking, but also kind of funny. Like, when you saw his Gear 4th form for the first time, and he's just bouncing around, and he's big and ridiculous, it's really cool, but it's just hilarious looking. And that's what I really love about his forms, is how they're kind of unassuming. You're like, huh? What's the deal with that? I don't think that's going to be a problem. And then, boom! He just comes in and just starts to wreck your shit. That's what I can't wait to see from Luffy in this chapter right here. And his escape, I think, is also going to be a really fantastic moment for this chapter. I mean, I don't see this battle going bad for Luffy at this point, considering he's about to unleash something really crazy. And I think we've seen Katakuri do pretty much everything at this point, from his giant mouth to the donuts to the freaking rocket fists. I don't know what more this guy is going to have. Who knows how many variations he has on the Mochi Mochi style technique, but for Luffy to bring out something like this, it's always a game changer, and I imagine he is going to defeat him. But when he escapes from that mirror is where things are going to get interesting, as Sanji is the one who's going after Luffy, and he wants to save him, and I think that's going to be so fitting for the end of this arc, especially because it all began with Luffy and them actually coming to the island to desperately want to bring Sanji back. And Luffy and Sanji have not really had like that big reunion that we've been wanting since their really, really crazy fight with each other on the island, so I think that's going to be a triumphant moment where Luffy comes in and he sees Sanji and everything works. But then again, there could be a twist. Something really crazy could go down in this arc. There could be some really big surprises, a surprising death, another twist, another character shows up. There are still so many people for them to actually get through. Like, all of Big Mom's family is like gathering around this mirror, just waiting for Luffy to pop out. And instead, the only thing they're going to see is probably Katakuri's just defeated body being tossed out of this thing, and then Luffy coming out triumphantly like a giant freaking snake. Guys, I loved this chapter. I could talk about the speculation of what Luffy could become all day, but we'd be here forever. Most importantly, though, I want to hear from you guys. For me, this chapter is a 5 out of 5, but I want to hear what you guys thought about this one, what you're thinking about Luffy's brand new form, the Snake Man, and what it's going to be. What are the abilities going to be? Is it going to make him look different? Is he going to transform into a snake? Is this something that he learned from Boa Hancock? What's the deal here? How did he learn to become a Snake Man? And just tell me how hyped you are to see the rest of this arc and what you hope to see from the end of it and beyond in One Piece. Just everything. Comment section. Throw it down there. Thank you guys again for watching this review. I'll see you guys next time. And as always, stay damn, baby.